Hello everyone, Mark here. I hope you're all keeping well, and I just want to do a quick update video on my Fido DS4. So I've had this bike now for just over 6 months and I am still loving it. It's been flawless and I've used it quite a lot. I've not used it as much as I was hoping to, obviously due to lockdowns and everything like that, but I have done 240 kilometers on there since of owning the bike, which roughly works out to be 150 miles. And as you can see, I've put a few accessories on here as well. So the first thing I did to this bike, and I did it very quickly after getting it because it was winter time, was I bought the original Fido DS4 Mudguards. Now these things, they don't look that great, to be honest. I do prefer how the bike looks without the mudguards, but for practicality reasons, these are just awesome, and they're actually staying on the bike. I'm never going to remove them because where they're so large, as you can see there, it covers half of the rear wheel and goes all the way down past the crank as well. So basically it really does protect you and the bike from a lot of dirt, grease and stuff like that, because I live on a lot of main roads, so when it's wet there's a lot of oil and stuff like that on the roads as well, and that does get thrown up all over the bike. But with these mud guards it really does protect the bike and you. And as you can see, the front mud guard, it comes really far down the wheel, which is really good for splashbacks. You're not going to get any splashbacks coming to you, or more importantly coming to the center of your bike where the battery is enclosed. I've also put a Kryptonite Evolution D-lock and mount on there. It fits lovely on the seat post and gives me enough leg room to actually still maneuver and pedal perfectly well. I've got a smart bike light on the back here, so this is also a brake sensing light, so when the bike brakes the sensor comes on and illuminates, which basically acts like a real braking light, which is awesome. I've got a drinks water bottle mount, as you can see there, and I've also mounted a spare phone with basically sat nav on there. So like I say, that's how the bike looks at the minute. Oh, and I've put a rack over the rear wheel as well and attached to the frame. Aftermarket ones, most of them have universal mounting systems, so basically you will get one that fits this bike no problem whatsoever. I picked that one up from from Halfords for around £25. It's aluminium, it's lightweight, so it doesn't add any real weight to the bike. So as you can see, that's how the bike looks right now, and like I say, it's just been flawless through day one really. Very happy with it. So there is some cons on this bike, and I'll talk a little bit about that today. So the first thing that I'm not too keen on are the brakes. The Shimano brakes on this bike, they do the job, but they're not that great. So my front brake, basically it releases tension, so when I'm braking it gives you a little bit of juddering, and the back brake squeaks no matter what I do. I cannot stop the back brake from squeaking, but that's a minor thing, I can live with that. The front brake jolting a little bit, again, minor issue, I can live with it, and they work perfectly well. If I have to stop and stop quick, they do the job no problem. I will eventually change the brakes though. I will get some different mechanical brakes, but until my pads wear down, I'm not doing nothing to that. I will only change the actual brake mechanism when my pads wear down, and that's going to save a bit of money. So also the folding mechanism on mine, it's extremely tight. Now my latch and everything is nice and loose and everything like that, but when it comes to actually folding the bike, My hinges on my bike are extremely tight, so it's a struggle to actually unfold and fold it. Now, I've seen a few people fold these bikes with ease. Mine is definitely not like that. Mine is really stiff, but to be honest, I don't really fold it up. I either keep it in my shed all locked up, or I keep it in my house, and the bike's normally whole. I don't really tend to fold it up, so it's not an issue. I will eventually try and take some of the paint off of the hinge, and that should actually help with the folding mechanism. One other thing that I'm not entirely keen on is the digital display. It would be nice if it showed it in miles per hour, not just kilometers per hour, because at the end of the day, I'm in the UK, so it's good to have my miles per hour because that's what we work on, but it's easily figured out what you're actually running on and stuff like that. Plus, if I use in my sat-nav phone, basically I've got all of the miles per hour on there anyway. The battery indicator, I'm not a fan of this really, because it's accurate enough but not 100% accurate. So you could drain your battery down to 1 bar, turn it off for 5 minutes, it jump back up to 2 bar, turn it off, it go back to 1 bar, go up to 2 bar. So it's a little bit misleading with whether you've got 2 bar, 3 bar, 1 bar. But what I tend to do with this bike, as soon as I hit 1 bar of battery, that is it. This bike's coming home and being charged up. Do not over drain your batteries, because it will become an issue in the future. These batteries only have roughly a 500 charge cycle life capacity, and as it states, I don't know if we can get replacements yet, but that's not a big issue for me because there is plenty of mods. You can put a different battery in there, but like I say, 500 charges. If you're charging the bike up once a week or even twice a week, the battery is going to last a long time. But to be honest guys, that is really the only cons I have about this bike. I am loving it. I used to have a massive electric scooter that was 1000 watts, 48 volt, very big, very powerful, but it weighed like 50 kilos, which is just not great, not good for commuting. You couldn't lift it, you could only push it. This thing is just perfect. It gets me everywhere I need to go. Up hills, it is a breeze. Literally, if you put it in mode 3 on the actual control unit here, if you change it to mode 3 and pedal up the hill, I tend to pedal up hills in mode 3, in gear 3 or gear 2, and literally it just pushes you up the hill all by itself. It is awesome. When it comes to using the throttle itself, the throttle is great. Don't expect to just use the throttle on its own going up steep hills though. It just won't do it. The throttle is mainly used for flat ground, or if you're going uphill, press the throttle back and use the pedal assist at the same time, because these bikes don't have a torque sensor. The sensor runs on rotation, so you have to rotate your pedals 1.5 times to 2 times before the actual pedal assist and motor will kick in. So if you pull the throttle back on the handlebars, instantly you've got that instant power and you can start pedaling, and they coincide and work together with each other. Yeah, I am loving it guys, I really am. I highly recommend this bike, and I will leave a link in the description below to where you can get this from. And for between £600 to £700, this bike is an absolute bargain. It's probably saved me £400 in 6 months just in taxi fares alone. I no longer have to get a taxi because this bike will just take me everywhere, and I suffer with fibromyalgia as well, so I can't always pedal the bike. But where this bike has a throttle, if I'm not well enough to actually pedal, I'll just use the throttle and the bike will take me wherever I need to go. Yeah, just super impressed with this bike. when it comes to basically how long a charge will last, it does depend on what speed mode you're using, the weight of the rider, as well as the surface you're riding on. But I'm easily, guys, easily getting around 20 miles per charge, and I keep mine in the unlocked mode as well. So I've done the unlock mod, so this will do roughly 20 to 22 mile an hour on the throttle, no problem. It does drain your battery twice as quick, but it does get you to places that little bit quicker, and it's good to have that extra power if you need it. But yeah, I don't want to go on too much, guys, because this is just a quick video, but I just want to say I am still loving this bike. It's been flawless through day one, and basically summer is coming, lockdowns are ending, so I'm going to be getting out on this bike much more often. And I put my RC vehicles on the back of this carry rack anyway, so I can take my RC vehicles out on the bike as well. So yeah, like I say, guys, I don't want to go on too much, so I'm going to end the video here. I hope it was helpful for you. Like I say, if you're thinking about getting a reasonably cheap e-bike, not sure what to get, this one is just perfect, because the size of it, the power, the price, it just ticks so many boxes. So yeah, if you're thinking about getting an e-bike, definitely go for the Fido DS4, because it's an awesome bit of kit. So that's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, take care, bye bye.